Hello, my name is Levi Ekstrom, and I will be presenting Native Powwow Regalia. My faculty sponsor is Professor Diana. To begin, I'd like to share with you all about the reason for my sparked interest in the topic of Native Powwow Regalia. This spark of interest was due to our class reading of There by Tommy Orange, in which the characters are connected by their attendance of a powwow. In the reading, two of the characters, Orville and Tony, have an emphasis on the regalia that they wear while at the powwow. Tony Loneman, specifically because of the martyr that he becomes, is distinctly powerful. In order to speak on the regalia that is worn, I find it important here to mention the background on powwows. Powwows were created in the 1880s and were intertribal gatherings. Their start was during a time of difficult hardships for the Native communities because it was during the assimilation era. It is crucial to know that the assimilation era was a time in the United States when tribes were being forced onto reservations, into more sedentary lifestyles, and families were being broken up due to the boarding school policy. During this time and thereafter, powwows are an important way for Native Americans to stay connected to their culture and their identities. Moving on, the regalia is worn by dancers who often compete during the powwows. They're very drastic in appearance from one another. They vary in appearance from one dancer to the other. One reason for this being that they often collect different pieces from family members that are passed down by elders. Wearing the regalia brings a sense of great pride and honor, and making a set of regalia is incredibly time intensive. And after being made, it is often worn by the dancer for many years. However, the dancer will also collect new pieces or even create new face paint designs throughout the years as well. And their regalia often needs repaired from the wear and tear from dancing at the powwows as well. And then I also included a quote here which says, "Each outfit is a representation of the loved one's family and their hope for our future generations." Quote by Rose Kern. Regalia holds a spiritual connection and meaning for the dancers who are expressing and manifesting their heritage. It can be considered sacred and are one of the most powerful symbols of their Native identity. You should remember that for this reason, it is incorrect to refer to the regalia as a costume. This is also because many of the pieces or elements that make up the regalia are items that are associated with ceremonies, such as eagle feathers. The designs are also important because they're handed down through the generations, as I mentioned before, and the designs could have been given to them in dreams and visions. In modern day, it is less likely for the regalia to be crafted by the dancer. They're often made by family members or professional artists as well. This is mainly because it takes a variety of skills to create one set of regalia, such as beadwork, sewing, leathersmithing, and more. On this slide, I'm showing a YouTube channel where they have a playlist called Making Regalia with Joaquin Lone Lodge. If you're interested in learning more about how the regalia is made, I would recommend these videos to you. The main reason I found an interest in the regalia was because of the final scene for Tony Loneman, who becomes a hero figure at the deadly powwow. Tony Loneman is dressed in the regalia and he becomes unstoppable against numerous bullets, to the extent that he keeps charging towards the shooter and ultimately wins the fight before his chapter ends. I was under the impression that, among other things, the regalia was a major factor in Tony's accomplishment here, and that the regalia brought him strength, honor, and courage. I inserted this quote because I think it displays the pure strength and courage that Tony was feeling in the moment. The quote goes, Tony can feel all his fringes and ties flapping behind him. He knows that he's running into without a gun, but he feels harder than anything that might come at him. Speed, heat, metal, distance, even time. In closing, I would recommend the YouTube playlist Making Regalia. And if you wanted to learn more about Regalia or powwows, I would look to these sources here that I have listed. Thank you for watching.